Hi, Fallout Feed guys and gals. This is Lee Benjamin. I'm recording a little test here.
So we done talking?
Yeah, for the moment, Piper. Just hang on. I recently changed computers, so I'm trying to test levels and things. I've got a bunch of mods going here. In fact, in the changeover, I've kind of munged stuff together.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, Piper. Just give me a minute. Among the things I'm running, Caliente's Beautiful Body Extender. That's what gives me the ability to use all these different clothes. And also...
Hey, you still in there?
Yes, I'm still here. And, excuse me, also running the Armor and Weapons Keyword Community Resource, AWKCR, and Armorsmith Extended. These give access to additional armors and provide a framework for other mods.
In the middle of a conversation here.
Yes, I know we are. Also added Companion Infinite Ammo, craftable animal glues, which let you make glue out of animal parts, which is disturbingly realistic. Darker Nights, a bunch of Eleonora's...
Well, don't go all quiet on me.
Yes, I will. A bunch of Eleonora's mods, including her Armor Compendium and several of the Fallout Junkyard stuff, which is older stuff that's kind of not being updated anymore, but gives you some additional clothing. Everyone's Best Friend, so that you can run dog meat along with a companion.
I'm talking to myself here.
Yes, you are. The HUD framework, which will provide additional support for the Sim settlements, which is what you see in the background there. That's actually a defense station that you can set up. Beyond that is,
you like.
yes. Beyond that is a farm module. I'll walk around here in a second. In munging stuff together, it's from the old machine and the new machine. I've also got some stuff running that isn't actually in my mod list. For example, I've got the FNP90.
In the middle of a conversation here.
Yes, I know. You've led an exciting life.
You've led an exciting life.
Sure have. But honestly, now that I'm out here with you, I feel like I'm just getting started. Get in trouble.
I'm sure you are.
It's what folks like us do. I mean, you and I are out here
this conversation
putting ourselves at risk so people in the Commonwealth can have a chance at a
another
better life.
Eleonora's mods I'm running is her Sanctuary Bunker player home.
But because it's right.
Which, among other things, early on gives you a combat rifle.
I'm real happy to
scrap everything so I can clean up. Yeah, I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here too, Piper.
Thanks, Blue.
And you'll notice that on my character,
that means a lot coming from you. So
one
you
of the
want to get out of
problems I've run into with the CVBE is my body is really white and my face is a little darker. And I was trying to go for a Hispanic look here for this character, and it hasn't quite worked out. So there's probably fixes for that out there. I just don't know what they are. Additional mods I'm running. Power armor animation changes to speed up getting into and out of armor. Restore power armor frames, which will let you appropriate power armor frames from dead NPCs. Scrap everything. I think I mentioned that already. Settler Sandbox expansion, which makes it use all of a given area for a settlement, as opposed to some of the restrictions imposed, particularly in height for places like Hangman's Alley. Let's see. Sim settlements I mentioned. We'll walk around here in a second. Snap beds, which gives you usable bunk beds that provide 2 beds instead of just one, and give you a big variety of different bedclothes you can have on them. Also use the Start Me Up alternate start dialogue overhaul. This makes it where you don't have to give a flying flip about Sean. And oh, hi dog meat. So cute in your welding goggles. Another thing about Start Me Up is it gives you the ability to have some of the what is it? Perks and something traits like in New Vegas, you can either use them or not use them. I've also got enabled a thing called the Collector's Guides, which I have not actually looked at. It's supposed to help out with finding things like the Bobbleheads. Excuse me. Collector's Guides. Okay, so you go on that. Guide quest, stop guide quest, destroy the Collector's Guides, and exit. Okay, so this is the magazines. Let's see. Get Bobbleheads. Special Bobbleheads, miscellaneous Bobbleheads. Okay, so apparently that'll give you a little guidance in doing that stuff. I'll be trying to use that. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay, there you go. Huh. Bunch of different tales here. Which reminds me too, one of the things that's shown up in this game that isn't actually in my mod list is the Tales from the Commonwealth. So that's kind of interesting. Another item that has shown up that isn't in my current mod list is the FNP90. And it it was in one of my old setups, and it decided it's going to be here too. Let's see what's left. Unofficial Fallout 4 patch, of course. Workshop rearranged variant, and Beldici's item sorting patch. So that is what it's added these categories to the left of items and grouped them this way. So for example, I go to aid, and right at the top I've got my Addict Doll, Rad-X, and Rad-Away if I need them, stim packs. Okay, device, robot repair kit, drinks, food. This is part of the things in Sim Settlements that, excuse me, you can see different things about your city, or, yeah. Okay, quick tour. Let's go back to first person here. Okay, this is actually an entertainment plot.
You eat. It's as simple as that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's like I can finally
I
think
thought
straight.
Sheffield needed the pompadour. Anyway, this is farms. That is not a dead character or anything. That's a scarecrow. Red chickens. I don't know if you can harvest them or not. Haven't tried. These are, as I said, in the Sim Settlement stuff. If you go to the posts, here's a post, you can look at the plaque. That'll tell you things like what the level of this particular plot is. It's upgraded itself to level 3. You set out the plots and they just work. It's very nice. You see the negatives in here? That's its effect on defense and water. So it means it's using water and it's using defense. So you have to move things up. You'll notice on the left these scales. That keeps you apprised of how your settlement is doing. The food, water, and defense are all just straight out of your regular settler menu. Then power is how many of the items you have that need power are actually provided with it. So over here's where I've got some of my power set up. These are houses that the settlers built themselves. Housing is again just a number of the houses, how they're handling themselves. The construction thing, I think, is, are the things you've laid out, have they constructed themselves? Settlement happiness. I'm not sure what the next one, and the last one is how many settlers you got. So I got 10 settlers in this settlement at the moment. Now, one of the things that none of the tutorials I saw for sim settlements mentioned was when you go into a place that's been working on things, it'll have a place, meaning a settlement. It will have stuff it's done, new construction since last visit. Also, the scrapper mod, sometimes you got to be careful. I kind of tore up the street here, so I replaced it with some the bottom part of a house, the foundation. I've replaced it with some wooden foundation so that people could walk across this as a smooth thing. So be careful with those scrapper mods, folks. Alrighty, now we're gonna run down here to Starlight Drive-In and see what they've built since I was there last. Now, when you get there, stuff that's new is tagged with a little marker, and like I said, none of the tutorials I'd seen mentioned, oh yeah, this is just telling you what the most recently built things are, so that you know what's upgraded itself and etc. So let's see if we can get a better idea of what it is that rebuilt itself. Okay, there's something over there. So, okay, it's probably on the other side of the... Oh, okay, there's one. This is apparently fairly new construction. It's been laid down. The panels that you can lay down for these guys, which here, let me go ahead and show you one of those. You can either have foundations under them or not. This one apparently I didn't put a foundation down. And now I'm trying to remember how to get there. Oh yes, yes, yes. Go into settlement mode, and here in special you have these things: residential plots, a couple different foundations, agriculture plots which don't need a foundation because they become part of the ground. You can do these in interiors of things, commercial plots where they'll build their own little commerce places. For example, over here, this is like a clothing shop that it just decided that was what the settlement needed, so that's what it got. Commercial plots again with different foundations. Don't attack me now. Industrial plot, which basically just goes and starts gathering resources for you. All of these, you can assign people, you can have it set up several different ways. You can assign people to plots to work them, or you can just tell it that it can find settlers, and new settlers will show up. I'm not even sure you need a recruitment beacon, but it's good to have a recruitment beacon because then you can have some extra people if you need to do special things. These martial plots, the little curved piece goes toward the enemy, very much like a claymore mine is curved in such a fashion. Anyway, so we'll set up another martial plot here, but because of the post and the terminal on it, it's a item that needs power, so we'll connect it up to one of these other guys. I was also going to set up a new house, just to show you the, here, we'll give this guy a foundation. And these will actually snap to each other. Well, that one doesn't have the foundation part, so maybe not. So we'll set this up high enough so that it doesn't have that grass on it. And there we go, it just snapped. It's just I couldn't tell where it was going to snap because the other one didn't have the foundation on it. And you'll also want to go into one of your structures here and say, okay, I want some stairs. Again, another mod I've got is added a bunch of different stairs. We'll go ahead and just put these on. And as you can see, it's starting to develop itself already. So that's just a quick intro to some of the mods I'm running. Sim Settlements is amazing. It takes a little getting used to, but I've been really happy with it. So this is Nadine. She is not going to be my character. I'm going to roll a new one on the 15th to start the season 5, and this is me signing off. I will see you in the wasteland. Oh, by the way, the recording software, this is Shadowplay, which is part of the set of tools you get with GeForce NVIDIA video cards. I'm running a GeForce 1050 Ti, and just ask questions somewhere, wherever. You can friend me on Facebook, Lee W. Benjamin, and that way you can message me and ask more about my setup or whatever you want to do.